Today marks 2 years since Parliament in Cape Town was partially gutted by fire. Not long after the incident, Western Cape Police arrested a homeless man, Zandile Mafe, on charges of arson and terrorism. Last month, after several court appearances and the accused spending time in psychiatric facilities for assessments, the Western Cape High Court found the 50-year-old unfit to stand trial. Now, to reflect on this incident, we joined by Sthembiso Tembe, who is the House Parliament branch chairperson. Sthembiso, a very good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon to you, my brother Gwen, and to the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. Thank you so much for having me.
2 years later, and we have seen the developments with the latest courts deciding that Zandile Mafe is not fit enough to hold trial, stand trial, as it were. But what do we learn from this? What have we learned from this incident, as there still remain too many questions around what actually happened on that day 2 years ago?
What we have learned is that the institution like Parliament must never be reckless and be careless about the issues of safety and security. I'm saying that because it has always been our position as a union that had the protection services of Parliament not been removed, Parliament will not have banned, because they will have been able to deal with the situation. But even if in the unfortunate event that Parliament was to be banned, despite their presence, we believe that the damage will not have been so immense like it is now. So the institution like Parliament, which is a national key point, should never be left unguarded. We should never be relaxed and be negligent about the issues of security, because it was an embarrassment not only to the nation but to the world as well. Because I have never had a situation wherein a parliament is banned. Even in the countries where there are problems, where there are coups, they don't ban parliament. They just take away powers from parliament. But in our situation, parliament was banned, which is a coup of a different kind.
With that said, talking of the issues of security standards, the report does say that the minimum security standards were not adhered to. And that is one of the big problems, in that an institution like Parliament has to be 100% guarded at all times.
Yes, it has to be guarded at all times, and we know for the fact that there was a decision from the management of Parliament Institutional Support Services Division, which instructed the protection services of Parliament not to work on public holidays and weekends. We don't know what informed that, and we believe that because corrective decisions have been taken to charge those people and to suspend those particular managers and everyone involved in that decision, we believe that truth will prevail, because we don't understand why such decision was taken. They said there should be no protection services officers during the public holidays and weekends. And as we know, Parliament was banned on the 2nd of January 2021, which was a weekend. What a coincidence.
So are you still of the view that there was foul play? Because what we are hearing is that, well, one Zandile Mafe set the Parliament on fire, and this is a man who is not sound of mind. Are you of the view that this was sabotage, this was deliberate, setting the Parliament on fire?
Well, I might not say it was, a foul play or deliberate, but what I can say is that Parliament management collaborated. They were the enablers of Zandile Mafe to do what he did, because had they not removed the protection services, there is no way Zandile Mafe could have caused the damage that he caused. So, through their decision, they enabled Zandile Mafe to do what he did. So, Parliament management cannot be left out. In fact, they are the main culprits and suspects in this particular matter.
Now, 2 years later, what have we learned, and have we fixed those systematic problems?
It's still work in progress from what we know, because even the fencing of Parliament itself leaves a lot to be desired. But I think we have learned something. But in the process of rebuilding Parliament, which is currently underway, we believe that the issues of security should be strengthened, should be one of the priorities that they should look at. We believe that they have learned, they have to ensure that the issues of security are not being compromised. Parliament is not left vulnerable in the future. Because, I mean, to want to assist us to rebuild Parliament while we don't fix the causes which led us to where we are at the moment. So we believe that they have learned, will monitor the situation to ensure that the protection services and all the state security apparatus are not removed. They are always there in the national key point and to protect that prime institution.
Well, one of the other issues that is quite worrisome is that you look at things like fire regulations compliance, requirements, simple requirements for fire regulations were not necessarily followed, which, as you said in the start of our conversation, that those are small things that should be adhered to, not even at Parliament, but any other building for that matter.
Yes, in fact, when I've been complaining, there are various reports, a number of reports which were complained by the unit of Parliament. They compiled many reports, including the sprinklers, water sprinklers that were not working, fire smoke detectors that were not working, but nothing was done to fix those particular issues. So there were a lot of things which were not complied with in terms of the laws and regulations of this particular country. And it's an embarrassment that the institution that passes the laws of the country is not compliant with those particular laws of the country. So if Parliament cannot respect the laws of the country and regulations, who else is going to respect those laws that they themselves pass in Parliament?
How then do we ensure that this does not happen again? How do we ensure that those that were implicit directly or indirectly are held accountable?
Parliament has to dismiss those people. They have to go through the process of consequence management. As I said earlier on, the certain steps are being taken. They've been charged. They've been suspended. People that are capable of protecting the dignity of Parliament, the stature of Parliament, to ensure that we don't become an embarrassment again, because we don't understand why they took the decision that they took. Perhaps they don't understand the importance of Parliament. So if they don't understand the importance of Parliament, they are not fit to work in Parliament. So they have to be removed, they have to be dismissed. And if there are criminal charges that has to follow, that has to be done as well.
Right, Sthembiso, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for taking this time to speak to us.